Hi, I'm Brett Premack. In the past 15 years, the internet has changed many things, including the music business, particularly the way music is marketed, distributed, and sold. Email in particular has become a very powerful tool to reach and maintain an audience. For a record company, a venue, a musician looking to publicize a gig or recording, email has become absolutely essential. Of course, only to the right list of recipients. These should be editors, writers, industry people, bookers, venue operators, fans. Now, most people just don't have the time or the contacts to put together such a list. One man has, Jim Eigo, the king of jazz email. For a modest fee, Jim Eigo and his jazz promo services send out emails to literally thousands of people. Jim Eigo has been involved in the business of jazz since the late 60s, and he knows many people, and he's got a lot of email addresses. I happen to be on Jim's email list and receive numerous emails from jazz promo services every day. Of course, I don't read them all, but I find just by scanning the titles, I can get information about what's happening, and clicking and reading further, find out about new releases, gigs, all kinds of stuff in the world of jazz. This past September, I sat down with Jim and spoke at length with him about his work. And I asked him what his clients are looking for.
They want to, get acknowledgement for what they're involved in, whether it's getting people out to a live gig, promoting a new CD, promoting a special event. And their expectations are they want people to, one, attend the event or buy the CD or click through to the website and learn more about it. And that's one of the beauties of email too, because people can click through and get more detailed information about the project, the gig, the CD. The people who I do work for on a regular basis, I think speaks volumes, because I've been with the Iridium now, doing their schedule and other things for them for almost 9 years. So, and the same thing with Cornelia Street Cafe. I've been doing them for at least 7 years right now. I do Barge Music in Brooklyn. I do the Jazz Museum in Harlem. I do Highlights in Jazz. So we do get results, and my clients have stayed with me, and I think that's a good endorsement right there.
A music business veteran, Jim Eigo worked in retail and for several labels before starting his own Daybreak Express Records. Then in the mid-90s, the internet arrived.
I got into the email around 94, 95. I started to see the potential for email and building lists and communicating through the internet. And I started building the list back then, and now it's a pretty sizable list. I had my contact database of press people and radio people and people in the industry and jazz fans. I should just say that part of my background had been mail order, so I knew how to manage lists, build lists, and it was just a natural outgrowth of all my experience in the mail order business. So I just worked really hard to build a good email database of the important jazz journalists and build on that. And that's where I started, and over time it grew. And now, we have one of the deepest media databases out there. We can reach just about anybody in the business. It's up there, it's over 10,000 contacts.
Given the variety of options today and the challenges in leading a multitasking life, Jim Eigo suggests being very organized and having a marketing plan.
You should have a plan in place. Obviously, if you're a performing artist and you want to, get acknowledgement for your talent and your music and career build, I always advise that you have a short-range plan, a mid-range plan, and a long-term plan. Like, you know, short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-range goals. And you should, and part of that plan should, you know, be releasing your music, you know, still in the traditional way as a compact disc. And believe it or not, you still have to manufacture, even though I highly recommend you make sure you have your entire project available digitally as well. So they come to us with a new project, and I advise them on how to set it up correctly so that they get the maximum result for their investment, and I give them a plan. I give them a marketing, a very basic marketing plan, and I explain to them that if you want to get acknowledgement by the press and get reviews, you need to create a press mailing. And we go into detail how we do that and what's involved and the best time to do it, what time of the years are better than others. And we go into all of that with them, and then we guide them every step of the way. We hold their hand, and we give them a budget, and we help them get it out there. And we advise them on radio, and even will advise them on best places to put their money if they have the budget to promote it online and in a traditional way and advertising. And so we provide all that kind of counseling and service to any artist. And I also tell them too to have realistic expectations about results. If you're an emerging or developing artist, you're going to achieve a certain amount of results if you do these things. If you're an established artist in the marketplace and you already have a name but you're releasing on your own, you're going to get a different set of results. So we try to be very upfront about that and very realistic about that when we sit down with an artist, and we advise them about what campaigns to sign on for.
Although Jim Eigo recognized the importance of the internet very early on, not everyone in the music business has been able to ride the wave. Most notably, the major record labels.
They did a really poor job of educating people. And, of course, by the time the record business got off the dime, it was too late. The train had left the station. The compact disc probably peaked around the early 90s. It was maxed out. People, and they're putting out 70 minutes of music, of which maybe 10 minutes of it was worth owning. So people were kind of like, and they maximized their profits because CDs were going for, in the beginning, $15.98. On sale, $13.99. Then later they put out budget CDs, $9.99 and whatnot. But so you got an aging population of people who already collected everything they already wanted, and they're not about to replace their entire, maybe they replaced a good chunk of their vinyl collection with compact discs of Bob Dylan and Miles Davis and Thelonious Monk. Mm-hmm. They saw their catalog sales kind of dwindling and album sales dwindling. And now you have this new technology that's allowing people to, particularly kids who embraced it, they were the first to really embrace it, to go out and download music for free. There's still a lot of resistance in the record business about digital distribution of music. It took a computer manufacturer, Apple, to show them how to sell music in the 21st century.
With his finger on the pulse of what's happening, what's going to happen with music on the internet, Jim feels that social networking is particularly important in our future.
People are just finding out now how important social networking is to telling people about new artists. And because people love to share information, and that's what social networking is all about and what blogging is all about. So the internet is really going to play an important role in the future of music. Artists, are going to have more control of their careers, of their musics. The playing field is somewhat level. They can bypass the traditional means of distribution and go directly to the consumer and develop relationships with with their fans through the social networking sites. And now with the advent of Twitter, you know, all of this stuff is evolving. We're kind of almost like in the Model T phase in a sense. We're going to, you know, get up to the sports cars and, you know, the cash for clunkers, we'll get rid of those. But the cream will rise to the top. And the internet is going to play a really major part in that.